I'm Rachel Cox for 2A TV. We came to the Dothan Area Botanical Gardens to learn about trees, flowers, and even butterflies. We came away with a story of a terrifying bridge and a death-defying stunt. For those who crossed, it really was Florida and Georgia's scariest bridge.
It was just way up high, up over the river, and it was swaying in the breeze. If you had a little bit of a wind, or it would be swinging a little bit, moving a little bit, and you'd think, Lord, is it going to be still for me to get across? And of course it never was, and you were scared to death, and your nerves was off until you just couldn't relax and drive through it, enjoy it, and look at the river, see if you could see any fish or anything, because you was so scared trying to get to the other side.
Everyone called it the Swinging Bridge. Authorized by an act of Congress approved in 1926, it spanned the Chattahoochee River at Neals Landing, just below the point where Florida, Georgia, and Alabama meet. The floor of the bridge had to be high enough for towering paddle wheel steamboats to pass under at all stages of the river, so its towers were monumental. And that is where our story begins.
My name is William Holman, and I'm the executive director here at the Dothan Area Botanical Gardens.
Like most of us, he didn't see his father as the risk-taking adventurer type, at least until he found the photographs.
He and some buddies met at the Swinging Bridge, and I don't know why they chose to do this, but you know, it's a suspension bridge, and they climbed the towers and they took pictures sitting on the very top of the Swinging Bridge, and it's just very interesting to see. And I don't think my grandmother knew that they did that, or I might not have ever been born.
And what photos they are! You see, this is William Holman's dad. And yes, he is sitting on the very top of one of the towers of the famed Neals Landing Swinging Bridge. Hundreds of feet in the air, no safety rope, and no net below. Not much surprises, historian and author Dale Cox, but this one got him.
This story about the Swinging Bridge and these, at that time, you know, young teenagers who climbed to the top of this bridge. I've seen photographs of this bridge. Now, I'm not old enough to remember the Swinging Bridge, which is miraculous because I feel like I'm old enough that I remember everything. But to see the photographs of these teenagers sitting on the top of the old Swinging Bridge at Neals Landing, and even though, you know, I've done aerial photography hanging out of the sides of helicopters, and I've flown in helicopters, I've flown in planes, I've done all that kind of stuff, I'm afraid of heights. And to see them sitting on the top of these towers of this bridge, wow, you know, I don't know that I could have done it.
As for William Holman, can you imagine what he thought when he realized what his dad had done so many years ago?
And I said, Daddy, I said, what made y'all climb that bridge? He said, why not? So I guess it's, you know, teenage optimism, and it could have been peer pressure from other kids. I don't know.
The Neals Landing Swinging Bridge provided a way for cars and trucks to cross the Chattahoochee River between Donalsonville, Georgia, and Jackson County, Florida, from 1927 until 1953. The men who built it were paid 20 cents per hour, and the total cost of construction was around $80,000. It was condemned in 1953 after cracks were detected in the concrete supporting the towers. Despite how scary it was to cross, not one single fatal accident is known to have taken place on the bridge during its 26-year active history. To learn more about historic Neals Landing and the beautiful Dothan Area Botanical Gardens, visit our website at 2agtv.com. I'm Rachel Cox for 2 Egg TV.